It's the Pint Size Podcast with PSP Karl Page, the Beef Charlie Begley, and the Casper Sam Jefferson. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pint Size Podcast, episode 4. And I'm joined live tonight again by my partner in crime, the Casper, Sam Jefferson. Good evening, Sam. Samuel.
Good evening, Karl. Thanks for that, mate.
No problem. How you been?
Yeah, very good weekend for myself. A good weekend, apart from the football, but we're getting to
Yeah,
that
it wasn't too bad. Plenty of sport, plenty
Great
to talk
weekend
about.
Sport.
Let's crack on. So we're just going to start by mentioning our sponsors. We just got a few to go through. So we've got Dino McMackin, travel counsellor. Dean, thanks for your support. We've got the Racker Triangle. Thank you very much to them. Paul Triangle Making Company. And we've got Karl McCulloch's two companies, Track Employment and R9 Facilities Management. So thanks to all of those. We're going to start off, Casper, with Liverpool versus Man City.
Oh, we're going straight in for it, are we?
Casper is a Liverpool fan for the new listeners that don't know.
Break me an easy one.
So Man City 4, Liverpool 1. Title race over.
Yeah. I mean, it was over in the week when Liverpool obviously lost to Brighton. Wasn't a good result there at all. Thought we were looking good after those two wins against West Ham and Tottenham, looking a little bit like our old selves, and then we go and do that against Brighton. Played terrible, no excuses, and then we just absolutely got rolled by Man City, who are absolutely unstoppable at the moment. And people keep saying about Liverpool's injuries with obviously Gomez, Van Dijk and key players being out, but it's the same for City. They've got no De Bruyne, they haven't had Aguero all season. You know, they've all teams are dealing with injuries, but they're just playing unbelievable football. Pep's got on playing again. I
think aside from, obviously Liverpool do have defensive problems, but aside from that, they just look toothless going forward anyway. It's not as if they've, other than this week, shipped a lot of goals, even with Henderson, Fabinho and whoever else has moved back there. They're still kept clean sheets, and they just haven't looked good. The front three have looked poor.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. We don't look energy. Just that's all I keep saying is
just don't look like they're going to score. Really, they look, other than Salah's performance in those couple of games, West Ham away especially. But Firmino just doesn't look like he's got a goal in him. No, but we've got no plan B. It's always been the same. Teams have worked out. If you get men behind the ball and then players on the counter, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle unless we score. If you keep us out the first 20 minutes, you're in the game. If we score early, then it is hard work. But if you keep us out, then we've got no plan B. We've got nothing different. I don't know. Klopp needs to work out a few things in the summer. I think a few new attacking options, is which I was saying we didn't need to worry about defenders. We needed to get attackers. That's what I was saying for January. But I think as a neutral, my sort of perspective on it is that if you look at previous teams that have won the league, they never rest on what they won. They always look to improve, and I think Liverpool have just gone and tried to play exactly the same way and not really improve, and everyone has sort of figured them out. I don't like Alex Ferguson, but if you look back every single year, they never rested. Even players, if they scored 20 goals but he didn't think they were good enough anymore, he would get somebody else in, and that's why they were so successful, because he just changed it up every year to make sure he kept going. And I think Klopp is just playing exactly the same way, and like you said, no plan B.
I totally agree with you. I think you've got to evolve. That's the key. Evolve as a team, and we have definitely, like you said, we're just the same team at the moment. We haven't evolved to change anything. And cheers, Alan, for your comment. That's Alisson transferred to Man City. Yeah. To be fair, everyone's been slagging Alisson off, but he's kept us in so many games. He's had one bad game.
He's a class goalkeeper.
He
was horrendous yesterday, but
he was horrendous. I've got no excuses for him. I don't know what he was doing. He is a bit dodgy at his feet, and I don't know why he just doesn't pump it half the time. But
part of the issue,
it's not his fault where we are. He's kept us up that high. If it weren't for him, we'd be way lower. That's for sure.
I think, especially lately, part of the issue is when Liverpool are struggling in matches to get a breakthrough. You look on the bench and there's just nothing there. Like yesterday, when they were in trouble, you've got Origi,
that's it.
Shaqiri.
Origi.
Other than those two,
Shaqiri's got a wonderful left foot, but he's just not really done it on a consistent level. And Origi's just not good enough.
No, I agree with you. If you look at City's spending in the summer, bringing in a few more attacking players, I still don't know why they got rid of Leroy Sané, but shows how much I know about football because I don't think he's been doing brilliant at Dortmund, but Munich, sorry, but they're Phil Foden is. If he's not the first name on Gareth Southgate's team list, I don't know what he's doing as manager because he's unbelievable. That kid.
Yeah, he's class. Man City are relying on him heavily at the moment.
He's playing everywhere. Like
yeah.
He's
played down the middle yesterday. Yeah,
up top on his own. Like what's
second half, he just ran the shows. Incredible talent.
Unbelievable.
We really are blessed with some incredible players in the final third in England at the moment.
100%.
We've just got when come the Euros, we've got to try and fit as many of them in the team as we can, play to our strengths because we are terrible at the back. And
I agree.
We'll find out later when we both name our 11s, Casper. What
the big 11.
But
enough. I don't want to talk about Liverpool anymore.
So
League's over.
Yeah, league's over.
Paddy Power
paid out. Actually, before that game, they'd already paid out, so they obviously know.
They did know, but they love an early payout. They've already paid out, and Fulham getting relegated, which looks obviously.
I think those bottom three are down, aren't they?
Yeah, they're too far away. Go on, we'll have a little bit of a gloat for you. You can talk about your boys for 2 minutes.
Yeah, Newcastle held on with 9 men.
Unbelievable.
I thought after we beat Everton away, we were gonna kick on, and then we got beat at home by Palace. But no, good win, and we're on with a couple of goals. We look decent. We had
Joe Willock scoring his first goal. For
I wasn't sure about him as a signing, but fair play, he's scored on his debut. We just we look like now we're getting, especially in attacking third, some decent players out now that Fraser and Saint Maximin are both fit. Saint Maximin's class. He's one of the best players in the league, in my opinion. He's incredible.
I won't go that far, but he's definitely
honestly
good.
Think he is. I think he'd get into maybe other than the top four, he'd get into most teams in the league.
I'd agree with that.
He's probably still a little bit raw, but he just makes things happen and defend. He just runs people ragged, and you just don't. It's one of them really unpredictable players when you don't quite know what he's going to do. It must be quite hard to defend against. But really,
not like Joe Linton.
No, not like Joe Linton. But really happy with the 3-2 win, and that puts us, after Fulham only got a point, that puts us 9 points clear of relegation now. So I think the bottom three are absolutely doomed.
It doesn't look good, does it? Big Sam hasn't changed anything. They obviously started well, getting another draw.
They just haven't got the players,
which actually looks like a bad result now. Should have been us, but they just.
I think
I'm surprised he took that job. To be honest, out of all the jobs he could have gone for, he went for the West Brom one.
When he comes in, Big Sam, normally he gets some really sound defensively straight away, and West Brom are just shipping goals.
He won't stay there.
And one thing they haven't got is a goal scorer, and you've got no chance if you haven't got a goal scorer.
I totally agree.
Sheffield United the same. Fulham are the only side that have got half a chance. They've just signed Josh Marger from
he's a good
from
player
Bordeaux that was at Sunderland previously. Maybe they're pinning their hopes on him, but there's a bit of a gap. Was it 8-point gap to Burnley at the moment?
Yep, so 8-point gap. And John Boy. It's John Boy. I've been speaking.
How are you getting on there, John Boy?
I've been speaking to John Boy all weekend. About the horse racing. It's very.
He was allowed a pass to send text messages, was he?
He's on top.
Good evening, John and Annie.
Good result for you boys. Apart from that, the only other Aston Villa, great early kick-off against Arsenal.
Ollie Watkins' early goal there.
That was
Arsenal inconsistent as usual.
Standard.
Fulham West Ham, absolute 4-0 draw on Sky.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Souček incident. Thoughts, opinions, VAR?
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Mike Dean doing his standard. He wants everything to be about him. VAR in general is an absolute joke. We're not using it correctly. One thing that I think we should be doing, which other sports and football in other countries actually are doing, is that they have all the officials mic'd up, and especially in rugby they use it, where you know exactly what's going on. I think we should adopt that in football.
No, I totally agree. I think the process of it. I don't understand why I think they should have a committee of people that just solely do VAR. Like have 5 people, 10 people, whatever. 5 people. Those 5 are, and to keep consistency, because one week you get one decision, next week you get another. like you say, everything should be mic'd up. You should be hearing what the ref is saying to the VAR official and the VAR official to the ref. Like in rugby, as you do, you hear clear instructions on what they see and say. But
how anyone can look at that and that particular incident and say that he has purposely swung his elbow is just... That's why I want to hear that conversation between Mike Dean and his assistants or people in the VAR room at Stockley Park. I want to hear what they're saying because it's ridiculous.
I totally agree.
It's ruining football.
It is. I mean, everyone's the same on this. There is one thing that we all agree on is VAR is slowly killing football.
How every football fan, you go on Facebook after these games and there's uproar about it, how everybody can all agree, but the only people that see it differently are the refs.
Yeah.
And I think it always comes back to these people at Stockley Park and the people at the FA and the refs have never played the game to a decent standard to understand the common sense of the game. They're looking at it and they've just seen an elbow hit Souček in the face and it must be a red card, must be violent conduct. But you've got to look at it common sense. Common sense has gone out of football. I'm quite angry about it all, to be honest.
Common sense has gone out of football. Like even Mitrovic, he went down like he was going for an Oscar on that one. But as soon as he got up, he was saying, "No, it's not a red. It's not." And if the player's saying, "Look, it was an accident," then surely a little bit. Mike Dean thinks, right, a yellow card, a bit flagrant. Okay, give him a yellow for it, but there's no point. It's not red.
If even Mitrovic has said to Mike Dean, "Don't send him off," he didn't do it on purpose. It's an accident. Why is he? It's just Mike Dean's. There's all got to be. He'll get rescinded, but it's just not the point.
It has already been rescinded.
Yeah, so it's just ruining football. If that would have happened in say after 15 minutes, that could have cost them the game. It happened at the end, so it didn't really have an effect on the game. But they seem to have sorted down balls out with VAR. But because at the start of the season they were giving pens for everything that hit the hand, and now they've just said basically as long as your hands are not out by your side, we're not going to give it, which I think is right because you're getting balls smacked at people's hands from 5 yards away, and they were given pens for that at the start of the season.
Yeah,
but the offsides are an absolute joke. People being given offside by their arm and their shirt sleeve.
Yeah, no, I agree. They need to really in this try at the end of the season get it all sorted out because it's pathetic. Like that everyone keeps. This is every weekend. It's not one or two. It's every game. There's an incident. It's 10 incidents every bloody week. It's ridiculous.
They should always be given the benefit of the doubt to the attacking team. If it's so close that part of his sleeve is playing him on or offside, give that as a goal.
Yeah,
because that's what football is all about. It's about goals. It's just when those lines go up and you just can't even celebrate a goal anymore.
Well, no, you can't. It's I got done down here doing that, celebrating when Liverpool against Everton. I know it was early in the season, but it was an armpit, wasn't it, offside? Yeah. And I've gone up celebrating as I would do for Liverpool, and everyone's told me to shut up and sit down after because of that. And it's just like you say, you can't celebrate, you can't enjoy it. It's just boring. Like I've gone right off football. I've never been the biggest of football fans, I will admit that, but I've got obviously Liverpool not doing very well doesn't help things, but I've got zero interest in watching any football, to be honest with you.
It's my love for the game is going at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, with offside, you've got to draw the line somewhere. You've got to have a rule where, but there's got to be something where if you can see daylight between the players, then it's off. But for shirt sleeves, how can you be offside by a shirt sleeve when you can't even score with your hand? It's ridiculous.
It's madness, absolute madness. And
good evening, Mr. Dalton, BTB.
Up the BTB.
Beef's on the night shift.
Not the beef. We miss the beef.
Pint-sized podcast, late night live is beef through the night.
Yeah, he's got a late slot on for that. He'll be on at 3 a.m. no doubt.
He's just resting up at the moment. So Man United 3-0 with Everton. That was lovely to see, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a superb last minute goal from DCL. Wasn't nice because
Harry Maguire playing 6 people on side, including the goalkeeper.
Oh, that's out, yes. But I've got DCL on my bench, which wasn't great from me. But no, any points against the scumbags is always lovely to see, even if it is Everton. But that was really the results. And this weekend, tomorrow even. Well, we've got Leeds tonight, haven't we? We've got Leeds. They've got Crystal Palace, isn't it? Tonight at 8 o'clock on Sky.
Yeah, just FA Cup. There was Chelsea beat Sheffield United. Rudiger's own goal, if anyone saw it, was a good watch. Don't know if you didn't see
No,
that one, Casper.
I didn't see that one.
Worth a watch. Wolves 0-0 with Leicester. Was a decent 0-0 actually. Was a few chances, but
it was, yeah. I mean,
Leicester struggling without
for a
Vardy.
0-0.
Come on for the last 20. Had a great chance right at the end.
Oh, Vardy, yeah.
And Spurs beat West Brom 2-0. Kane and Son. Standard.
That's all they do, isn't it? But
Completely different team with Kane in the team.
and then we have got some fixtures.
So we've got some FA Cup action midweek this week.
Yeah,
but
FA Cup.
There's minimal fixtures.
And then Saturday Liverpool early kick-off against Leicester. What's the biggest game? City Spurs probably. That's probably the biggest game this weekend.
Yeah.
No, that's on Saturday, 5:30. But yeah, that's football, mate.
I think that's us done for the football, Casper.
Quicker we move on, the better about football. I really couldn't give two monkeys.
No, season's over for you.
Season is dust. Up to Swindon Town, but that's another thing to mention. Swindon Town are on the ropes. It's been reported that we had to sell one of our players 4.5 million just to keep the club afloat till the end of February. So after February, we are sounding like we're in the big chunky veg soup. So it's very rare. Well, I've over the years as a Swindon fan, I've heard that many times that we're in the soup, and someone always bails out in the end. Very, very rarely see football clubs go under, but it does happen. Hopefully not, but I think power needs to get out and we need to get somebody else in. I think everyone thinks that. We need our sponsor, Dean McMackin, to come and join us on that conversation. He's the Mr. Swindon Town.
He is Mr. Swindon Town, yeah. So we'll finish off with the football, Casper, by naming our England 11 as of now
11.
for the Euros, if we were kicking off today. So I'll start with name one player at a time.
Yeah.
I'll name my goalkeeper will be Nick Pope.
Yeah, so I would have Nick Pope. Obviously, I would have... I like Henderson a lot, but he's not playing for United. So if he was playing like he was for Sheffield United, I'd probably arguably have him, but no, I'd have Pope.
I still think Southgate will pick Pickford, which is ridiculous.
100% he'll pick Pickford. It's pathetic. He's the worst footballer I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's crap.
Along with Eric Dyer.
My formation will be a 4-2-3-1, so right back I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I've got 4-3-3, and I keep going back and forth, but I would probably have Trent as well. The only other one I'd think about is Wan-Bissaka. If we're coming against the top teams, I think we need better defensively.
Yeah, he is.
So I'd have Wan-Bissaka. But you could have... There's Walker, James and Trippier as the other three. I wouldn't have them. But I'd have
Wan-Bissaka's very sound. He's like an old-fashioned right-back. Where
Gary Neville.
Yeah, he's not bad going forward, but he is a very good defender.
Yeah, he's against the top. Like if we were playing France in the semis, I'd be playing Wan-Bissaka, I think.
Yeah, you got to be flexible.
Left back,
I'll go Ben Chilwell.
Yeah, I'd have Chilwell.
I like Chilwell a lot. Luke Shaw's another honourable mention. He's close. I wouldn't have any qualms in playing Shaw, but I think Chilwell just.
Yeah, I'd have Chilwell. The only other one I think that you could maybe have is that Saka for Arsenal, but he plays all over.
He's better going forward.
I agree.
I wouldn't be comfortable with having him as a left, maybe a left wing back, but not a left back.
Yeah, I agree. I'd have Chilwell as well.
First centre half will be Stones.
Yeah, everyone would have Stones the way he's playing.
Everyone apart from Gareth Southgate. I think Southgate won't play him.
He has to. There's no. Oh, good shout.
Good shout, Penfold. We like James Justin, but I think he's probably a little bit too early for him. We're blessed in the right back area. We've got a lot of players, but James Justin is a very good player.
He could play left back. He's playing a lot of left back.
Yeah, he is a very, and he will be a very good player. I just think
great shout.
Probably come a little bit early for him. We are blessed in we've got some good fullbacks. We're terrible in centre back, but we got some great fullbacks. But yeah, James Justin's a good shout.
That's a great shout. I didn't even think about him, but yeah, he's in the running for left back. I'll tell you, especially now that Chilwell is fighting it out with Alonso at Chelsea. Yeah. But I'd still go Chilwell.
Yeah, I'd have Chilwell and Trent at the moment, but Trent doesn't look great either. So,
no, that's why I keep saying Wan-Bissaka.
We've got plenty of options.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go with a form player, see what it is at the time of the Euros. And
yeah.
But yeah, James Justin's a good shout. Second centre-back, Casper?
I would obviously have Joe Gomez, but he's out injured at the moment, so I would actually have Connor Cody, unbelievably.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Dion Conway.
Up the bear. That's my mate, Albeno. Mr. Swindon Town.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Swindon Town, Albeno. Shout out, Albeno.
I think I hate Harry Maguire with a
can't
passion.
Stand him.
the value of him is just a joke, but that's not his fault, or
No.
that's just how mad football is, and
He'll play
stupid how Man United, and I think he will play because Southgate absolutely loves him.
Yep, 50p.
But again, I'd have Gomez, but I don't think he's fit. But I'd have anyone ahead of.
Well,
I'd rather bring Terry Butcher back.
There's Connor Cody, there's Maguire, there's Declan Rice, which is you could play even Henderson the way it is going to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Obviously, there's Eric Dyer, but I would not have Eric Dyer even in the squad. He's the worst footballer I've ever seen. I think I can play professional football when I see Eric Dyer play, but
he wouldn't even be in my squad.
No,
Can't
but
stand him.
I'd go Connor Cody, which is not by all means. It is the best of a bad bunch, unfortunately.
I think Connor Cody's a decent player.
I like him at 5 at the back. I'm not sure if he's.
I'd have him ahead of Maguire.
Yeah, so would I, but I'm not sure about him in a 4. But
Maguire just scares the living daylights out of me when he against a pacey, skillful.
Oh yeah,
he's got no chance, and just keep seeing videos of him doing ridiculous things, and I'm getting angry now about what team Southgate is going to pick for the Euros, because it's going to be nothing like the teams that we're picking.
Oh
here.
No, I know.
It's going to have Dyer in it.
Probably
going to have Dyer, Henderson, Rice,
Maguire.
Probably just played 9 defenders and Kane or
Trippier.
something.
Trippier will be in there. Yeah, it'll be Pickford. Shocking team. Anyway,
yeah.
Centre
So
mids.
that's my 4. I've gone 2-3-1 from here. So my two holding are Jordan Henderson and Declan Rice.
I've gone for 3 in midfield, so I've got Henderson as well. I'd have either Henderson or Rice as the holding. I'd probably just go Henderson, but Rice is fine. And then I'd have 2 more attacking on the outside. One would 100% Phil Foden. He's the best player in England at the moment. And the other one, I'd have Grealish at the moment. You've got Maddison, Mount. They're probably arguments for it, but I'd have Grealish. He's been fantastic for Villa this year.
Yeah. So my front 4 then, basically, I've got Foden, Grealish and Sterling, and the good thing about those 3 is they can interchange.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable having Grealish in the middle of those 3, picking the ball up from the middle, but Foden can play across that line anywhere.
I'd probably play
Sterling out on either flank, but Grealish and Foden especially are interchangeable.
I'd probably have Foden down the middle, Sterling on the right, and Grealish on the left. But they're all they can change.
Yeah, easily. And then I'd obviously have Kane up top.
I would have 3, so on the right wing I'd have Sterling, left wing I'd have Rashford, which you're not a big fan of.
He's definitely an option for me off the bench. I find him inconsistent when I watch Man United.
I just think he's too talented, that kid.
He would be in my plans 100%, but I would rather have Foden, Grealish and Sterling ahead of him.
Yeah.
But we're blessed. We could be naming James Maddison, Mason Mount, Jadon Sancho, Saka.
Yeah.
We're absolutely blessed. I mean, you think about it, some of them players are going to miss out on the squad altogether, and they're all class players. So we are very blessed.
Sancho is the other one, but he's obviously Dortmund are having a great season at the moment, and then obviously Kane up top. But I would have Danny Ings as a second striker.
Yeah,
he's above. Maybe DCL's the only other one, but I think he's a bit of a fraud, being honest. But obviously, I'd have Vardy out of everyone, but he's not gonna. He's retired, isn't he? So Danny Ings would be.
I think we're struggling if Kane gets injured. I mean, Ings is decent, but is he going to win you the Euros? I don't think so.
No.
But he's had a great season, a great player.
20 minutes off left
but
to go.
He's not. Kane is a world class striker. And he's the only one we've got.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Cool.
But out of all those players, we'll probably get 3 of them right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Cheers, Gareth Southgate.
Right.
Fraud.
So that is football.
Stick your teams in. If you stick your teams in the comments.
Your teams in the comments and
see what your opinions are.
It'd be good to hear some other opinions other than ours. But we've got similar teams, Casper.
Yeah, I think we're
just a different formation. But,
yeah.
And Rashford, that's fair.
Rashford.
But it's not a bad pick at all.
No.
So we'll move on to the cricket, Casper. Mainly England-India Test match.
Great Test match so far. I've been getting up about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock to start watching it. I couldn't get up too much earlier.
So Joe Root, 218 in the first innings.
Smash it. Unbelievable innings. Just he done himself as well with the ball he got out on. First sweet shot he missed he didn't miss one in Sri Lanka either, did he? No. So he's been unbelievable.
Last 3 Test matches, 228, 186, 218.
It's just...
I think only one player ever has scored 180 or more in 3 consecutive tests.
He's just playing the best cricket I've ever seen. Really, he's up there with Smith and Virat Kohli at the moment with 4. Well,
Kohli was very.
He's a bit. He's just had a newborn kid, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So and he only played one Test match in Australia, came back, and he's only playing the one here.
The only thing about Root before Sri Lanka and the last couple of years is he wouldn't turn his 50s into hundreds, but he's obviously done that, and he's turning him not just into hundreds, but into double hundreds and big hundreds.
Big. No, he is. He's absolutely unbelievable form. Dom Sibley, I think, deserves a shout out as well. He's been playing really well. He seemed to work out. He struggled at the first Test match in Sri Lanka, but he said he had a good net session with Jack Callis, because he's the batting coach for England at the moment. Sorted out a few things technically, and he's been soundy at 87 in the first innings.
He had a good score in the last Test match, second innings of the last Test match, I think, as well. Is what you want. Ideally, you want a bit of a mixture of flair and graft. Sibley is not easiest on the eye, but he hangs about.
He does hang about.
Burns is not quite a Kevin Peterson, but he plays a few more shots and scores at a bit of a quicker rate. So they're not a bad mix.
The classic right and left opening as well, which I think always does help. Burns has obviously just come back off that major injury, hasn't he? So you got to give him a bit of time. But I'm not the biggest fan of Burns, but he's definitely the best we've got going around. So them two are going to be about for the next 5 years, I think, as the openers, because there's just no one else. Afternoon, Mitch. How are we, mate? It's the only problem still we've got is England is number 3, but Root,
Lawrence
Stokes
has got a lot of talent.
Yeah,
a lot of the commentators have said they remind he reminds them of Peterson, whereas he's got all the shots and he's unorthodox, but
he needs time. He's only played a couple of Test matches,
definitely. But if you're going to give him a chance, you've got to persevere. I mean,
but I love
a first series in those conditions are not the easiest up against high class spinners in India. So give him all five Test matches and a home series as well, and see what he's like.
But that middle order of Root, Stokes, Ollie Pope, Joss Butler, that is unbelievable.
Ollie Pope's a great player.
Oh, he's class.
He's going to be brilliant.
He is Ian Bowe in disguise.
Yeah, great lower order batsman. And Stokes, not played for ages, comes back with 82, was it?
Yep, 82.
And a quick 82 as well.
Yep. And obviously Don Best, Geoffrey Archer and Jack Leach, Jimmy Anderson. Jimmy Anderson won't play the next one. He'll be swapped with Stuart Broad. But
he got 2 last night, didn't he? But him and Broad are going to share the workload, both getting on. But we've got an outside chance of a win.
Well, I mean,
9 wickets on the final day needed.
Yeah, they ain't going to get the runs. They need 381 runs. They're not going to go for that. They're just obviously going to bat out the day. But it's the spinners. It's going to be Leach and Best. We need to take the wickets within. Let me just check. In England's second innings, I believe it was all spinners that took all the wickets. There was Ishan Sharma and Brumrah did get 1 each. So, but it was all the spinners doing all the work. So Leach has obviously already got 1 in Sharma. It's good with him being a lefty as well. Left off spin, he's going to be taking the ball against a lot of them right-handers. So we've got it all to play for, which is very rare to say in India. To say you've got a very good chance of winning. We're
guaranteed the draw, so we just got to attack big time and try and get them 5-6 down by tea and go for the throat at the end. But I think it could go deep right to the end. But it's been a good performance so far.
I've been really enjoying watching England cricket play at the moment. Been fantastic, and on Channel 4 terrestrial TV.
Yeah, which Alistair Cooks and Rishi Prasad.
Yeah, they haven't been they made a few mistakes on the broadcast, but that's here and all there. But no, it's fantastic.
Not even out in India, are they? They're just sat in some studio somewhere. Yeah.
They're not in India. But no, fantastic. I really enjoy it. I've been getting up nice and early to watch it, and I will be tomorrow. I'm on earlies at work anyway, so
I think the draw's the favourite, but we are 6-4 with a bookie, so we've got a shout.
Great shout. You've like I said, we've very rarely had this sort of opportunity to beat India in India this. It's going to be domination.
2 or 3 early wicket. We need to get Kohli out as well because he can bat all day.
He can bat. Oh wow, and Pujara, them 2 are the key.
Yeah. Because Pant he'll
smash
offer chances because I don't think he's got it in him to dig in and bat the day out. He's only great player, but only got one way of batting.
Fantastic player.
But yeah, so it'll be a good day. I think that covers the cricket, Casper, unless you want to talk about any other cricket.
No, that's all
No
I've
big
got.
bash action.
No, Big Bash is all finished now.
It is all finished, yeah. What we on to now? Let's have a look.
Oh, the baby's just come in with his team. It's going to be all United players, no doubt.
So
What's the baby put as his England team?
Robert Quarrell has put Pickford.
Oh, Mings. I forgot about Mings. That's not a bad shout.
Pickford's a terrible shout. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Mings, Shaw. 3 Man United players in the back
Straight.
4. That's a disaster. Grealish, Foden, Henderson, Rashford, Kane, Sterling. Good front 6.
Yeah, good front 6.
Can't argue with that.
I did forget about Mings. Mings is not a bad shout, but the rest...
Wan-Bissaka's a great defender.
Yeah, I've got no problems with Wan-Bissaka.
And Shaw's a good player as well. I just can't. Maguire and Mings, that is not a good centre-back partnership.
That is soup.
Yeah.
Inbound.
We're not blessed in that, so we're having to make the best of a bad. But if Howie's not got John Stones in is ridiculous, and Howie's got Pickford in goal is ridiculous. But front 6 can't disagree with.
Yep, no, like it, baby. Everyone else, stick your teams in.
So we'll move on to...
What are we on to now?
We will move on to the Six Nations.
Oh, lovely jubbly.
So Scotland won the Calcutta Cup.
Terrible game.
11-6.
Trash.
Very low scoring.
We were trash. Early yellow card. Yellow card in the first half, and then we got Scotland. They had a yellow card, and I think they came off better 3-0 in that yellow card period. And
Baby's just said he'll change Maguire for Stones.
Right.
He forgot about
That's
Stones.
a lot better team.
Yeah.
But yeah, England were terrible. No attack. We were just standard England. Kick. Ben Youngs is the worst. I'd get rid of him. Hate him. But the problem is we've got no one better at scrum half, which annoys me. But it was just an absolute kick fest. Scotland played really well. Their kicking game was better, which suited them because it just played territory. Finn Russell. Yeah. Finn Russell. He got a yellow card. Stuart Hogg was brilliant. But honestly, if that's England rugby, I really love the Six Nations. But if that's what England are playing, I have got no interest in watching. Nah. Big game against Italy. We need to roll them.
Well,
I don't see 40. I'm going to be
if you're not
disappointed.
beating Scotland at home,
first time in
Twickenham,
38 years.
A long time, yeah.
Like
but if we're not beating Scotland at home, we haven't got a lot of hope. So yeah, I don't want to talk about England anymore after that.
No,
France absolutely pummeled Italy, standard which most teams do to them. Although they have improved over the years, Italy.
They're not the same without Parisi. Now he's retired.
No, he was a very, very good player.
France, no, they played well. Well, I say they played well. They just done what they had to do. They should have probably scored a couple more tries, but I mean, what's the little scrum half called for France? He's Dupont. He's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
great player. But yeah, you can't really. It's not really a lot you say. Italy going to lose
France are
every
always
game.
a good watch. They've always got some flair in the team. Yeah, very, very. Always been a flair team. But inconsistent over the years. But you can't. I don't think you can read much into an away win in Italy. It'll be what happens in the rest of the games for them.
Yep.
But yeah.
And then Wales against Ireland.
Wales were getting beat at half time, but turned it around to win 21-16.
Yeah, because Ireland had a man sent off early, so really. Wales should have won, but if Ireland had all 15 players, I think they would have won.
Yeah.
They had a great performance. They were, like you said, leading at half time, but just stamina, I think, got the better of them.
And standard Lee Halfpenny with a boot. Doesn't miss.
He missed a couple of kicks, to be fair. He missed a simple one. I think it was a conversion, but yeah.
2 good kickers on show there. Johnny Sexton as well.
They're
very,
standard
very
Wales.
good.
They'll be hard to beat at home. Same with Ireland.
They were 14-1 before the Six Nations Wales. They're not the team they were, but
no, they ain't going to beat France.
I think you'd have to go back a long, long time to find the last time you would have got 14-1 on Wales to win the Six Nations.
I agree. Yeah, that's a great point.
But yeah.
But then we've got obviously England against Italy, the early kick-off Saturday, and then Scotland Wales, which is now a massive game because they've both won the first game. If Scotland win that, Jesus, what's going on? And then Ireland France, another big game. Ireland have to win. We need Ireland to win for any chance of winning the Six Nations because I think if France win that, we're in the soup.
Well, yeah, we were even money from the start, which is a very short price. And I think France were 5-2. But
yeah, Mitch has just brought up a great point. Saracen's player haven't been playing, and we had 5. We had to. I mean, they are the better players, but he's right. They haven't been playing, so get punished.
Same in any sport. You've got to be playing the people that are. Same in football. You can't. If players are not playing in the first team, how can you be playing for your country?
How he keeps playing Well, he didn't start Ford, but he's got Farrell, Ford, and Slade all in the same team. It's like, where get Joseph in there, get someone who's got some attacking mode. Like, it's just kick central, which I understand against New Zealand, against Australia, against South Africa, those sort of teams. But against Scotland, you're trying to outkick. You don't need to play terror. If we played attacking rugby, we'd beat them. Simple as that. But we decided to play the kick game, and that suited them. And it was, I full credit to Scotland. They deserve the win. England were pathetic.
Yeah, wasn't good enough.
Wasn't good enough.
So I think that covers the rugby, Casper. Just going to have a little mention on the tennis now. Aussie Open's only just started, so there's not a lot to talk about. I don't think there's many shocks in the first round so far, but Dan Evans won his first ATP Tour title on Sunday against Felix Auger-Aliassime. Evans lost his first 2 finals, possibly 3, and Auger-Aliassame's lost all 7 finals he's played in. I think it was 6-2, 6-3.
Yep.
Against a very good young player.
Very good young player, and I think he's had some great results there. He's come through and he's beaten Chardet. Jeremy Chardet's a wily old character, but he's good.
I think he's got Djokovic first round in.
He's a good player, and then he beat the 4th seed. So he's beat the 4th and the 3rd seed, getting to the final and winning it. In Korvik as well, the Croatian, and he beat Sousa's first round, who's no mug either. So great run for Dan. He's obviously the best
player.
He's on hard courts. He is good. I don't really rate him on anything. He's okay on grass, but hard courts is where he's at. And hopefully he'll just. I don't know who's got in the first round actually.
He's got Cameron Norrie. Another
player.
Of
course he has. Yes, he'll beat Norrie. No danger of that. Absolutely none. But
the thing is with Dan Evans, he got to this sort of position a few years back, got up to sort of top, and then he had a sniff, and then he got a year's ban. He's had to build it back up again.
Credit to
fair
him.
play to him. It does take some doing to find the motivation to drop back down the rankings, and then obviously having to come back, somehow keep fitness during that period when keep training when you're not playing matches. So fair play to him.
Right, so obviously Murray's not playing in the Australian Open, so really Evans is our only.
He just lacks a big weapon. I think that's it. He's a good all-round game, but he just lacks a massive serve or a massive forehand, just to get himself into the top sort of 10, 15 players. But on his day, he can beat anybody.
He's good run the net, really good volleyer. Yeah. But the only shock result in the first round was Gael Monfils lost.
Love Gael Monfils.
He's unbelievable. Talk about flair and French. That is French right there.
A lot of their tennis players are flary. You got Joe Wilfried Tsonga.
Yeah, he was.
Fabrice Santoro used to be incredibly flair.
Yeah, double backhands.
Yeah, he was
the only one who wasn't was
Richard Gasquet. Yeah.
He was just plain Jane.
They got Gilles Simon as well.
Yeah, he was a bit plain Jane as well. But
Gasquet had unbelievable backhand. Incredible backhand. One of the best in the game.
Yeah, that was
almost as good as mine. But
he hasn't got the slice backhand like you do.
Absolutely. A bit of left-hand English on mine.
I've still got to play Donald our tennis match. Obviously, COVID has stopped that, but me and Donald haven't hit the courts yet.
I don't know if have you ever seen the video of Don go down after when he was playing Beef at tennis?
No, I have not.
Turned his ankle. It's incredible.
I'm sure Beef's
got the camera right on him with a big grimace on his face. How are you getting on there, Don?
All the best.
So let's move on to one of our new segments is our inspirational sportsman segment of the week, and it's Billy Monger this week. So those of you who don't know Billy Monger, he's a young race driver, 21 years old, and a few years back he had a horrific crash at Donington Park. It was in 2017. That caused both of his. Basically, he come up over the top of the hill, and there was a car sort of stopped on the other side of the hill. Obviously, didn't see it because he was coming up the hill. Absolutely ploughed into the back of him.
Yep.
And had both his legs amputated as a result. One below the knee, one above the knee. And since then, he's come back into racing with prosthetics. He's obviously got an adapted car. And I think his first race back he was 4th place. So
fourth place. Unbelievable.
Incredible, yeah. I mean, just incredible to come back from that, and absolutely inspirational. Same Same as our one last week was also inspirational, Rob Burrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
He,
Casper, anything to say on that?
Yeah, he obviously won the Helen Roniston Award for.
He did. Yeah.
In 2018 as well. I've had the pleasure of having a speech from Billy when for the company I work for. He'd done a big speech at the O2, and obviously for a 20, well, he's 21 now, but I think it was only last year I had it. So 20-year-old to get in front of all them people, and after having such a horrific thing happen to you, got up in there, and he's absolutely real charismatic bloke. You could tell, genuine, nice, like real caring. But the motivation that he possessed to do that is unbelievable. A lot of people wouldn't even be able to walk after something like that. To get back just to walking, let alone to becoming, getting 4th place in your first race back is unbelievable.
What strikes me with him, which is especially amazing, is that, can you imagine losing both your legs? And I would be struggling with that big time. But he's always so positive. Like he's around the F1 paddock a lot. He does a lot of work for Channel 4, Channel 4's coverage of F1, and he's just taking it in his stride. It's incredible, really. Ultimate respect for him.
He obviously still does a lot of work for his charity, and still doing his. He hasn't. I don't actually know if what he's doing at the moment. Obviously,
he's still racing.
I know he is.
Sure,
he was on the Euro Formula, wasn't he?
Yeah, Euro Formula.
But I mean, he'll be around the sport for forever. I think he's just such an inspiration for.
He'll always, even if he doesn't drive as a racer, he will be. Around the F1 paddock, I think there'll be a job for him for life somewhere within racing, definitely.
100%. But so, he said. I remember him saying he enjoys doing all his speeches now. He's a bit of a motivational speaker as well, and he's great. Inspiration to us all. I think that's why we do the segment, just to bring a bit of light to it all, I suppose.
Well said, Casper. Yeah. Dave Tellins just said PSP and Beef fell out again. No, we've not fallen out, David, but last week Beef didn't make it because he wasn't still asleep at 5 o'clock in the evening, so we basically got rid of him because we can't be dealing with that.
Don't know about that, but yeah, he was less of that the better.
Yeah.
But yeah, also another person to shout out this week was sadly RIP to our captain, Sir Tom Moore.
Yeah, 100 years old.
Bless him. He got the COVID, got him, didn't it? So,
well, it didn't actually, but it'll go down on his death certificate. He had pneumonia, and he was 100 years old. So, when you get pneumonia at 100 years old, you've got no chance. But it will still go down as a COVID death as standard. But raised £32 million for the NHS for doing the laps of his garden, and obviously service to.
As a
captain.
Fair, but again, massive inspiration. Done fantastic for the NHS. All that money he's raised, and getting obviously deserved knighthood. That was quite a special moment for a lot of people. I think he brought obviously in those tough times for COVID as well. He's made a lot of put a smile on a lot of people's faces, I think, and obviously having a day for him and stuff like that. I think it helped the communities around this country, especially. I know with my parents and stuff, just having more conversations with your neighbours and getting to know them a bit more. It just brought people together. The whole story of him. So
I think lockdown. Well, the last year, but the lockdowns especially have been a tough time mentally.
Yeah,
and I think. I'm guilty of it myself, probably, that I've been sat at home sort of moping and feeling a bit sorry for myself, and then you see someone like that 100 years old getting himself out and doing something positive. I think not just me but a lot of people, it probably inspired them to be a bit more positive about the situation. It's not going to go on forever. It's not been a great year, but hopefully we can still do things like we're doing now and try and keep ourselves occupied.
Just keep positive. That's it. That's the message.
It will be over at some point. Hopefully, the vaccine is rolled out, and there's no other strains that sort of put a halt to it. And hopefully, by April, May, we can see everyone back in the 147, back in Jesters,
wherever.
Yeah, hopefully we can see each other and get down rendezvous for some prawns wrapped in bacon.
That's all you, Karl.
Yeah.
I'd like to get the
me
broad.
Me and the Don have got a table for two booked in.
You are first on the list, I believe.
Yeah,
as soon as the doors are
we
open.
priority wristbands at the ready. But
the fat kids.
Just as well as Captain Sir Tom Moore, Dustin Diamond, a name from my childhood. Saved by the Bell. It was probably one of my favourite TV programmes growing up. He played Screech Powers, I think his surname was. Incredible TV programme. Lots of memories from the childhood. So yeah, he died 44 years old of cancer. So R.I.P. Dustin. Casper's not seen Saved by the Bell, but he's probably seen his sex tape on RedTube.
if there was a bet of which one I have seen, it probably would be that.
1 to 15, 1 to 16.
If I have, I've never heard of the. Not been horrible, but I'd never even heard of him.
You're a bit younger than me, so I'll let you off that one.
I had a baby face, but no.
Yours is more Giacomo. Yeah, so R.I.P. to those two.
Yeah,
and we'll move on to, this is your specialist subject, Casper, the Super Bowl.
This is it for a while for the American football fans of the podcast. So, obviously I've had today off because I stayed up till 4 a.m. watching it all. And Tom Brady does it again, number 7. He's won more Super Bowls by himself than any other franchise. Like, he's got more than any other franchise. So
I think there's only 2 people ever that have won it for 2 different franchises. The other one was Peyton Manning, I believe. Is that right?
No,
that's what I've read.
No, that's not right.
Is it not? That's what I read.
No, there's people who've been won it for a lot of different franchises.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
that I did read that. I'll have to contact my sources.
That might be over a certain age or something.
Possibly,
like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. First, might be quarterback.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't even think that's right, but I can't tell you off the top of my head.
I did read it somewhere because I'm not an American football fan, so I did my research. Beef, take note.
But yeah, it was I would say it was a good game, but it was all one way. It was
the Chiefs were favourites with the bookies, weren't they, going into it?
I thought the Chiefs were going to win. I think a lot of people did. I don't think a lot of people actually gave Tampa Bay too many chances, but the defense was unbelievable for Tampa, keeping Kansas City down to 9 points. Patrick Mahomes is I think he's never lost a game by double digits. He's only lost and I think he's won 24 of his last 26 starts or something like that. It's unbelievable stats. And Tom Brady
wasn't fit, was he?
He didn't look fully fit. I will admit that, but I mean, he beat Buffalo with the City, and he wouldn't have been any better then. So, but Tom Brady was just efficient. He was, made the plays when he had to, and Tampa Bay they won it at half time. Really, they came out. Kansas City needed to score straight away, and they didn't, and it was just all one way. Tom Brady, he only threw for 200 yards, so it wasn't like he's throwing him off the pitch, but it's 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. The running game, they had over 150 yards in the running game, so that's what killed Kansas City, because it took time off the clock as well. But big shout out to Gronk.
2 touchdowns for the Gronk.
2 touchdowns.
Another expats player.
He'd only had 2 receptions of the whole of the playoffs, and then he just came alive and smashed it on Super Bowl as only Gronk would, and 6 receptions for 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, just brilliant. But I think the segment for next week is naming our top 5 sports men and women.
That's a great subject.
So we'll give that a go next week.
Tom Brady's going to be up there for you, and surely.
Yeah, he will be, but he's not the number. I think I've got number 1.
Tiger?
No, not Tiger. I don't want to give it away.
No, that's a good subject. Yeah, we'll do that one next week. Good evening, Lawrence. Thanks for that comment, mate. I hope you're all well.
But yeah, great game. Half-time show was the weekend.
Wow! I didn't watch it. I must admit.
He spent
that's my bedtime.
$7 million of his own money on the halftime show.
Did he?
So NFL, I don't know how much they give him.
Does he still look strange?
No, he's all right now.
Oh, okay.
But
so that was
fair
just,
play to him. He got a load of the dancers had, the famous photo of his what's that, plastering all over it, the wraps on his head.
Yeah.
He had like I don't know, 200 dancers all in the same outfit with that on.
Mental.
So I'm not
He's a strange guy to be
he
fair,
is
but
very
I did like
strange.
The Weekend.
He was, his unbelievable singing voice. I can't take anyone away from him, but it wasn't the best halftime show I've ever seen. It wasn't no Katy Perry. That was unbelievable halftime show, that one. Red Hot Chili Peppers was another one in the air as well. No, it was good. Production was the best I'd probably seen for a while. But yeah, I'm not the biggest Weekend fan ever, but Blinded by the Lights and all that lot.
Good tune, that one. Yeah, that's
ended
my
on
favourite.
that. He ended on that. It was good, but yeah, that was it. So that's it. No more until we've got the draft in April is the next thing. So that's it for American football. I've stopped boring you for that for a few weeks.
Yeah, I've got into it a little bit since I've been doing it. To be fair, I had no interest in it a couple of years ago. It's massive in this country. A lot of my mates are into it. So I've sort of got a little bit involved. I know a little bit now.
It's only getting bigger
over the year. Yeah, as time goes on, I might start watching it. But the thing for me is all the stop-start. I don't like. It's like an hour's game that takes 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like a poor game of rugby for me. But
each to your own. Each to your own.
Yeah. But
no.
I can't say I've ever sat there and watched a full match, but I'll try and give it a go one day.
I think I love it, especially live. If you go there live, the actual breaks help it because you can easily get to the bar or go to the toilet or get some food.
Go to the cupboard and get some buttons out or Cheetos.
The chocolate buttons for the Carlos. Get the chocolate brownies out, but no, live I think it's brilliant when you're actually at the stadium as well, the atmosphere and all the music and everything.
I would love to go to a game.
It is brilliant.
I know you've been to a few at Wembley, haven't you?
I've been to 4 or 5.
You and the Compulse. Have you been with Compulse?
Compulse,
yeah.
A couple of times, 2 or 3, yeah. Oh no,
I wouldn't mind going.
And
if next time I'm in America, I would love to go to a baseball game and a NFL game, and a hockey game.
See, that's baseball I've got no interest in, but I would go.
I'd love to just go and watch a game, to watch the Yankees or something.
Yeah, same with the ice hockey. I love basketball, so I'm going to start boring you with that shortly, but I'd love to go and do a basketball there.
Madison Square Gardens.
Oh, that would, best, arguably the best arena in the world, so I'd love to go to MSG.
Right, well, we'll move on to the snooker shootout now, which was won by Dynamite Ryan Day.
Old Al Batman. Where's Al Batman? Give out a shout.
Al Batman's best mate.
Old Ryan. And I have to...
Obviously, it's a complete lottery.
It is a lottery. Do not get me wrong. And he got away with it, especially against Zhao,
wasn't it?
Zhao. Yeah, he was... What was he? 30-odd or 20-odd behind with literally a minute and a half to go.
Mr. Blue and should have played safe.
Should have played safe, and it cost him. Fair play to Ryan. Dished up and won that. And then beat Dave Gilbert comfortably, and then against Mark Williams he played pretty solid as well, didn't he? And
then Selby in the final.
Selby dished up, thank God.
I had a few outside bets. It's always a good thing to bet on because you can get some big odds on. Obviously, it's a lottery. Milkins was my closest one. Milkins is always a good shout because he's quick. He doesn't have to adapt his game, and he ran out of position against Selby in the quarters. I think he was in and about the black spot and was trying to come down for the blue, I believe.
No, he was going up to the pink, wasn't he? And he missed that pink.
He was coming up the table and rather than screw directly, he knocked into a red, which knocked the white onto the cushion.
Yeah.
And it made the pot a bit more difficult than it should have been, and he didn't get anywhere near it.
No, he was absolutely...
And then,
I'd get closer.
But yeah, I had Not on Sankam.
Yeah,
he had a decent enough run.
Yeah.
But
Selby...
I had a late bet on Heathcote, and he potted an unbelievable long red, and then missed the brown off his spot.
He should have lost the first round too. I'll tell you what, you might be Rod Laver in disguise. Let me look at this.
You're on about Rod Lawler?
Lawler, whatever his name is.
What do you mean? He's about 60.
Yeah, this is you when you look at 60. Look at that. That is you.
Wow, he has been about a long time, and he is slow.
I've just sent a photo to Karl.
He's on the beeps every shot. He is slow.
He's that's you in 40 years, I reckon.
He's a bit. He's a bit white for me.
He's nearly got as big as
Well, yeah, my gut will be beef size by the time I get to that.
But he's got the same cue action as you because he doesn't really cue it as well.
Well, when you can pot like me, Casper, you don't need to cue him.
Well, that's it. Pot him off lampshades.
Off the lampshades.
Yeah, no danger.
But yeah, it was I really enjoyed it. It's not the same without the crowd, and it was very annoying playing the crowd noise in.
Oh god!
And the crowd noise wasn't even playing in at the appropriate moments.
No,
it was just
they were cheering when they missed the pots and stuff.
Yeah, like and I cannot stand the MC Phil Seymour. He is terrible. The cheesiest, awful.
Get me on that gig.
But yeah, I would much rather have you, to be honest. I'd even prefer Rob Walker. I'm not a big fan of Rob Walker, to be honest.
Rob Walker's better than him.
But yeah, he is just absolute cheese, Phil Seymour. I cannot.
What's it with all these blokes? All the MCs have their teeth done.
Yeah.
Jim McDonald, his teeth are all done. That bloke's teeth. Rob Walker, I don't think he has, to be fair. But
tell you who does need to have his teeth done? Dave Gilbert.
Oh yeah, the old angry farmer.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I don't like him. His bold new look either. That's
it's a lockdown haircut. Isn't
that is a lockdown. What they won from old Dave there.
What we should have done is forwarded him onto Mr. Cuts.
Wow, funny enough, I know someone who could hook him up with Mr. Cuts, but he's no longer on here at the moment. So
just to mention for Mr. Cuts.
Mr. Cuts. But yeah, no, look at
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Craig Stedman, he wasn't even known he was in it, and he got to the semis.
Yeah, he beat one of my boys, actually.
And then Salby needed to win it all, I think, to put him top of the order of merit. So that's the only reason he went in it.
I hate Salby, and Salby. What was good is that he's won the last 11 ranking finals going back a ridiculous amount of time, and he lost his record in a one-frame shootout. So he's
to Ryan Day.
Yeah, to Ryan Day. Ryan Day's a fantastic player.
How's he 50 old in the world?
He's just an underachiever, basically, and he's...
Well, he got to the Worlds
he's won some ranking. I think he's won the Gibraltar Open and...
the...
something...
Oh, yeah, it is like the Malta.
Or Riga Masters.
Riga Masters,
yeah. So he's won a few rank, but... Not top events. For his talent, he's a fantastic break builder, and he's got a good game for the shootout. He's naturally pretty fast.
Did he get to he got to a UK Championship or something?
I think he's been in a major final somewhere. Yeah, but his ranking's ridiculous. There's a lot of players like that. Martin Gould's someone that I think's a massive underachiever with his game. He's a fantastic potter. But Michael White dropped off the tour, which is absolutely incredible as well, because he's a...
Michael White's dropped off the tour.
He lost his card, and then he's gone back to Q Score and not won his card back.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
And he's played in the Masters. He's an ex-top 16 player.
He was a cracking player, but
I think it comes to lack of dedication maybe and lack of practice, because the talent is clearly there.
It's so, like you say. If he's losing his tour card and Ryan Day's in the 51st, I think he's in the world. Well, after that, he'll go up. But how hard is snooker standing at the moment? I tell you, Jesus.
Day said after the tournament, if he had a bad sort of run in the shootout, because it's a ranking event, which is silly, but it is a ranking event, and for the rest of the season, because obviously top 64 keep the card, anyone below that loses it. He was in with a chance, but obviously now he's won that. He's got the card. Up the Goose. Good evening.
Hello, Andy. Mr. O'Malley, how are we?
The Goose of Marlborough Town.
The Goose of Marlborough Town, absolute legend.
Yeah.
But no, it's madness. But yeah, 50 G's for that.
Woo. Yeah.
Good little tournament to win for one frame. Well, how many frames do you play?
Just a bit of fun in it, but
it was good. I enjoyed it.
Once you start sort of getting to the last 16 onwards, the money starts creeping up big time.
It's it's a good event. It's something different than snooker, and it's just. It breaks up the calendar to something a bit more fun.
The best thing it is for the players down the ranking. Someone like
100%.
Someone hovering around 70, 60, 50 that could end up losing their card. Someone like Heathcote, who's new to the tour, he got a quarter final place, I think. So that will keep him afloat for a while.
No, it's I like it. I think it's a great little tournament.
Yeah.
And then we've got
there's a place for it once a year.
Yeah,
that's it.
100%.
No more than that, but once a year with a crowd. It's a great laugh.
And moving on to the Welsh Open, that starts in a couple of days next week, I think. So another one thick and fast. I'll tell you what, snooker tournaments are every week.
Yeah, and they're all in Milton Keynes at the moment as well.
It's madness. But
the German Open in Milton Keynes or the German Masters in Milton Keynes.
Yeah, but we'll look at that when it gets a bit closer. But obviously, Judd.
One thing on the on the Welsh Open is that Stephen Hendry entered it and they fucked up his entry, or they didn't process it basically, so he's not on it.
Wow.
So he's
How
not.
can you mess up the entry?
I don't know. He said because it's all online entries at the moment because of. Well, I don't know if it's like that all the time, but he said he entered online, and they've somehow he can see from his account that he's entered it, but they've not processed his entry, and they've
what is going
so
on?
he's not in. He might if someone pulls out, he might get away with it, but.
How do you? What sort of tournament running is that? You've got to enter yourself.
Even my tournaments run better than that. But yeah,
madness.
And there is an admin error somewhere there, Casper.
Unbelievable.
So
anyway.
yeah, I think we're moving on to the last part, and it's our usual ending segment, which is our top 5. And this week, Casper, it's the top 5 sporting events that we would like to go to, to attend. So shall we go reverse order, one at a time each?
Yeah.
I'll let you go first. Number 5.
So I've got to put a few little pointers in this because I'm in the suit. Well, I've been struggling, but I've done it as if it's when our teams are doing well, sort of thing. So
never then.
So yeah, these are real dream sort of stuff. So my 5th one would be the doing a Cricket Australia tour. With obviously the England team doing an Ashes tour in Australia, especially getting down to the MCG. I've been to the MCG. I've watched an Aussie Rules game down there. Unbelievable, 110,000 people that stadium.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah,
massive. But obviously, I love Suncorp for the Gabba for Brisbane, and then doing the Sydney Test as well. But I'd love to do that when. If only we had a good team and we had a chance of winning, not when we're going over there against Steamroll 5-0
with Monty.
Standard. What's your number 5, Karl?
My number 5 is the Monaco Grand Prix.
Great shout.
I love F1 in general, but just to be fair, Monaco GP on a yacht, that would be.
If you're going to do any of them, it's got to be the Monaco one, isn't it?
I'd love to. I've been to a few Grand Prix actually over the years, but I've never been there, and I would love to go.
The only other one I'd like to go to is Singapore.
Yeah, it's a night race, Singapore.
Yeah, night race. That would be a good.
There's a few that I'd like to go to actually, but the Valencia one looks quite nice. It's a little bit like Monaco, where it's round the marina.
Yeah,
but and Abu Dhabi would be quite good as well.
Yeah,
yeah. There's loads, and I've always wanted to go to the Brazilian Interlagos as well.
Oh yeah,
it used to be the last race of the season.
Yeah,
changed a bit on the calendar now, but yeah, that's my number 5.
Nice. I can't argue with that at all. Number 4 for me is a horse race, and it would be the Breeders' Cup. Now, I have done Champions Day at Ascot. I've also done Gold Cup Day. I've done every day at Cheltenham. I've done the me and John Boy and a few others have gone to Paris and gone Longchamp and watched the Tour de France. What am I going on about here? We've watched the big racing in France as well.
They struggle around the grass, don't they?
But the Breeders' Cup is one. The only other one is the Dubai World Cup is the other one that I'd like to do. Or the Kentucky Derby. But out of the three,
I didn't have any horse racing on my top 5, but I did toy with the Kentucky Derby. That was a consideration.
Out of the 3, I'd probably go Breeders' Cup as but again, if it depends where, because it changes every year. If it was in California, in San Diego, where it's been a couple of times, that would be brilliant to go there because that's supposed to be an amazing place to visit. But Breeders' Cup 4 for me.
Okay, my number 4 is either or really, but either the World Snooker Final at the Crucible or the Moscone Cup in the US. Yeah. Probably the Moscone Cup in the US, I think.
Yeah.
Which actually we might be going to this year in Vegas. So
yeah, you need to keep me updated with that because I'll be interested in that.
Definitely, mate. Yeah, so probably either of those Q Sports, but I'd probably side with the Moscone away.
Yeah, I would. Moscone was one of those. It would be in my top 10, but top 5 was just really hard for me to get it in there. But I would have Moscone over the Worlds, just because of the atmosphere. And if it was, like say, in Vegas, that's a great weekend, great long weekend on a sesh as well. Watching Jason Shaw, smashing them up as usual.
Number Davis back at the Nugget.
Oh, brilliant. Number 3,
Nuggets.
Katsu curry chicken nuggets, lovely, jubbly. My number 3 would be the Masters. for the golf.
Yeah,
going to
brilliant.
Augusta National. I mean, if you're going to go to any golf tournament in the world, it has to be that one. There's no better one, obviously. You've got the Ryder Cup. That was the only other consideration golf for me was Ryder Cup. Maybe when it's again in France or something. But
Le Golf National.
Le Golf National. But when we won it over at the Miracle in Medina, that would have been a brilliant one to gone to. But
see Poulter giving it the big one.
Oh, that would have been brilliant. But for any golf, I'd have to go Masters as number one. So that would be my number 3.
Good shout. I've gone number 3. Boxing Day Ashes Test match at the MCG.
Yeah, has to be in there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's great. That would be the one. Boxing Day down in Australia.
I'd love to go to a whole series, but if I could pick a test match, it would be the Boxing Day Test match.
Yeah, definitely. That would be exactly the same one I'd pick.
Obviously at the MCG.
Yeah, that's the exact same.
So yeah, number 3, that was it.
Number 2, again, I would love. To be fair, I'd do any Super Bowl, but if Green Bay got to the Super Bowl, that would be my dream come true.
At the Packers,
at the Green Bay Packers, at the hour 12. I don't think I'll see Aaron in the Super Bowl anytime soon, unfortunately. After this was our best year, I would have loved to see it, and I think after watching KC last night, we could have beat him. But that would be my number 2. Is going to see any Super Bowl, to be fair. But it would make it extra special if Green Bay were.
Yeah,
in
and I'm not even an American football fan, but I would love to go to the Super Bowl. It wouldn't make my top 5, but it would probably make my top 10 as an experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 2 is the Masters at Augusta.
There we go.
So we've covered that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
number 1. I don't really like this. I don't really want this as my number 1, but it is only if England got to the World Cup final. I would love to be there, obviously. Yeah. But if any World Cup final, couldn't unless England were there. I wouldn't want to go. I mean, I'd go, but it's not my number 1.
Yeah.
If England are there, then it's my number 1.
I've got the World Cup final as well. But yeah, it's the same sentiments as you. Really, I wouldn't want to go and watch Argentina against Germany. It'd still be a great experience. So I've been to a World Cup final, but to watch your own country at Wembley would be incredible. But
I'd like to do it in Germany's backyard. That would be
I think watching us win away somewhere South America or somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Somewhere for the experience of going. But I always, when I say that, I always think back to. I was still only quite young, but Euro '96, I was 11. And it just seemed incredible. The fans really took to it, and we had a great team then. And we were, to be honest, we were the best team in the tournament. We were robbed.
Yeah, we should have. Well, I was only 3 at the time, so
we're that far apart. I mean, Jesus.
No, I obviously know about it now, but yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, that would be number 1. Obviously, I think that would be a lot of people's number 1. But just a couple of things that I thought of as well. Obviously, I'd love to do a big boxing event. I'd love to do. AJ Fury would be good, but if it's in Saudi, who really cares? That puts me off. They're charging £40 for the pay-per-view as well. Absolute madness price. Obviously, I said the Dubai World Cup as well as the Breeders' Cup, Champions Day. Obviously, World Cup final or Champions League final. If Liverpool were there again, then that would interest me, but it wouldn't make my top 5 even with Liverpool in there. You've already said about the F1, but the only other sport that I really thought about that I'd love to do or go and see was I've been to the Olympics, but if we had that sort of, was it Super Sunday or whatever it's called, Super Saturday, where we won
when Jessica Ennis, Mo Farah, and Greg Rutherford
won their golds, that would have been incredible. But even to see like Usain Bolt, obviously he's not running now, but someone who comes to that sort of global superstar, I'd love to do an Olympics.
That Super Saturday would have been amazing to be at.
People who went to that were unbelievably lucky. That's got to be up there for one of the best British sporting days ever.
Agreed.
So
I've just got Alan Kimbers here. Alan Kimber is a partner with myself in Pint Size Streaming, and he's a tech side. He doesn't like to. He's a bit camera shy and a bit mic shy. He doesn't like to get involved, but he's given us his top 5. So Kimber, he's got a joint 5th. So he's actually got 6 altogether because he's given 2 for 5. That's typical Kimber, always going
sitting
extra.
On the fence.
So he's gone joint 5, the Ryder Cup. He spelled it RID, which is a terrible spelling error.
Must have been in a rush.
Yeah, and he's gone to watch a MotoGP with Valentino Rossi.
Yep.
Can't
argue with that.
Number 4, boxing at Madison Square Gardens.
Yep. Anything at Madison Square Gardens, I'd love to do.
3, Mosconi Cup in Vegas.
Yep. I think that's going to be on a lot of people who listen to this. It's going to be on their top 5.
2, he just put the World Cup final, so I think he just means to go to a World Cup.
Yeah.
And his number 1, which is a bizarre one, is to go to the Winter Olympics.
I know.
I remember him saying this to me before, and I found it a bit... out of all the Olympics, I'd rather go to the Summer Olympics.
100%.
But yeah.
Maybe he likes a bit of tall volunteering. Bit of figure skating, bit of,
Yeah, maybe he wants Eddie the Eagle to make a comeback or something.
Maybe he likes the old tea trade, the old skeleton Bob. So straight, each to their own though. But again, I'd have it. I'd like to go to a Winter Olympics. It wouldn't make my top 10, I don't think, but it would be another experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't turn it down, but it wouldn't be. I think it's a bizarre number 1 to have. It's maybe something in your top 10, but as a number 1, it's a strange one. But that's Kimber all round.
It is Kimber. But yeah, shout out. Put in the chat if you put your comments in and let us know your top 5. That'd be
we'd love to know. And if you put your comments in, we're obviously going to be finishing shortly, but I will print and publish anyone else's top 5 that they put up on our page. So yeah, that brings us to the end, Casper, of this week. It's been another enjoyable one. I think we're
over an hour.
Way over time this time. Yeah, an hour and a quarter. So we've had plenty. We could go on really.
We could go on.
It's gone very quick, but
it has.
Thanks for everyone who's commented and everyone who's joined in and everyone who's listened to us. We'll be back again next week.
Just before we go, I think if you could give us a like or a share on this for the podcast, that would be nice, and also for the PSS Pint Size streaming page as well, or a follow on that.
If you can follow us on YouTube as well, if you're on our YouTube channel, just Pint Size streaming on there. If you can just share, get us out there, it'd be much appreciated. Any ideas that anyone's got for topics for next week, or any segments, or anything they want to see. And anyone who wants to be a guest, we can try and get you involved in Zoom. And obviously when the clubs reopen, we can get you here in person. So, yeah, thanks for everyone's support. It's much appreciated.
That's all. You said it perfectly, Carlos. All the support, it doesn't obviously cost you anything, but it helps us go a long way just getting out there and just spreading the good word. And, thanks for everyone's support anyway. But it's been a pleasure, mate.
Cheers, Casper. Thanks, everyone. We'll speak to you next week, and it's good night.
Cheers, take care.
All the best. How are you getting on there? Good night.
Cheers, all the best.